Have you ever wondered why some people seem to achieve their goals so much faster than others? Why is it that two people with the same resources, the same amount of time, and sometimes even the same dream, end up with completely different results? The truth is, it's not always about working harder. It's about working smarter, focusing deeper, and learning how to use your mind and actions in harmony. And if you can understand that, you can collapse time between where you are right now and where you want to be. The first step to achieving your goals faster is clarity. Most people say they want success, wealth, health, or happiness, but those are just vague ideas. Vague goals create vague results. If you want speed, you must have precision. Write your goal down as if you're giving instructions to someone who has no idea what's in your head. Be specific, instead of saying, "I want to get fit." Say, "I want to lose 10 pounds in the next 60 days by working out 4 times a week and following a balanced diet." The clearer the target, the faster the arrow hits. Now, once you know what you want, the second step is building a plan that removes guesswork. Goals without a plan are like a car without fuel. You can sit in it all day, but you won't move. But here's where most people go wrong. They create massive, complicated plans and then freeze before they even begin. The key is simplicity. Break your goal into milestones that are so clear and achievable that they don't intimidate you. Ask yourself, what can I do today, this week, and this month that moves me one step closer? Small, consistent progress compounds into big, fast results. But clarity and planning alone are not enough. You also need alignment. Think of alignment as matching your daily actions with your ultimate vision. It's easy to get distracted with things that feel productive but don't actually move you forward. Checking emails for hours might feel like work, but if your goal is to build a business, then creating offers, reaching out to clients, or improving your product is what truly matters. Always ask yourself, is what I'm doing right now in alignment with my bigger goal, or is it just keeping me busy? Another important piece to achieving your goals faster is energy management. People talk about time management, but here's the truth. Time is useless if you don't have the energy to use it. If you're constantly tired, distracted, or burnt out, even the best plan won't matter. That's why your health, sleep, and mental well-being are non-negotiables. The sharper your mind, the faster you execute. Make sure you're fueling your body right, resting properly, and giving yourself moments to recharge. Because a drained mind moves slow, but a charged mind creates momentum. Now let's talk about mindset. This is the invisible driver of speed. The way you think can either accelerate your progress or drag it out for years. If you approach your goals with hesitation, fear of failure, or the belief that it's going to take forever, then guess what? You're building your own delay. But when you start believing that fast results are possible, when you decide that you are capable of doing more in less time, your brain starts working with you instead of against you. Instead of asking, "Can I really do this?" ask, "How can I make this happen faster?" That simple shift opens new doors of creativity and strategy. And of course, action is everything. Too many people wait for the perfect moment, the perfect mood, or the perfect resources to begin. But waiting slows everything down. Starting, even if it's messy, is what creates momentum. Think of a train. It takes the most energy to get moving from a standstill. Once it's in motion, it carries momentum effortlessly. Your goals work the same way. Begin today, take action now, and adjust along the way. Speed comes from starting, not from waiting for conditions to be perfect. Another secret to achieving your goals faster is feedback. Feedback shortens the learning curve. Imagine trying to solve a puzzle without ever stepping back to see what you've built. You'd waste hours forcing pieces that don't fit. The same goes for goals. If you're not tracking your progress, you might keep repeating mistakes that delay you. Review your actions weekly. Ask yourself, what worked, what didn't, and how can I improve next week? This reflection process is like adjusting the GPS. It keeps you on the fastest route to your destination. And let's not forget the power of environment. Your surroundings either push you forward or pull you back. If you're around people who drain your energy, doubt your dreams, or distract you with negativity, your progress will slow. But if you place yourself in an environment that inspires you, Whether that's a supportive community, a mentor, or simply a space free from distractions, you'll notice that progress becomes easier and faster. The right environment fuels momentum. One of the most underestimated ways to speed up your journey is modeling. Success leaves clues. Instead of spending years trying to figure everything out on your own, find someone who has already done what you want to do and study them. Read their books, watch their talks, ask them questions, or even hire them as a coach if possible. Learning from others doesn't just save you time, it can help you avoid mistakes that would have cost you months or even years. Finally, let's talk about persistence and consistency. It might sound ironic to talk about persistence when we're discussing speed, but here's the truth: consistency compounds into speed. Imagine hitting the gym once a month versus hitting it 4 times a week. The second person will always see results faster, even if they're not doing anything extreme. Why? Because consistent action beats occasional bursts. If you want speed, commit to showing up every single day, even if it's just in small ways. Over time, those small daily actions build into big, fast results. Here's the thing: achieving your goals faster is not about shortcuts or magic formulas. It's about alignment, clarity, consistency, and smart strategy. The difference between moving slow and moving fast is often just a handful of shifts in mindset, focus, and execution. When you start applying these principles, you'll notice that the distance between where you are and where you want to be begins to shrink. So let me leave you with this: don't just dream about your goals. Decide today to pursue them with clarity, with energy, and with speed. Life doesn't reward the one who waits forever to begin. It rewards the one who dares to act with purpose and persistence. And the faster you align your thoughts and actions, the faster your results will show up. One of the fastest ways to reach your goals is to understand the difference between motion and progress. Motion feels like progress. It's the planning, the researching, the brainstorming. It feels good because your brain rewards you with dopamine, making you believe you're moving forward. But progress is different. Progress is when you actually execute. For example, reading 5 books about fitness is motion. Actually getting up and running 3 miles is progress. Ask yourself daily: am I moving or am I progressing? That single question will save you years. Another principle to speed up your goals is the rule of 80-20, also called the Pareto principle. This idea says that 80% of your results usually come from 20% of your actions. The problem is, most people spend 80% of their time on the things that only give them 20% of the results. If you want speed, flip that. Identify the high-impact actions that give you the most return and focus relentlessly on those. If you're building a business, maybe it's sales calls or product creation. If you're studying, maybe it's practice exams instead of endless note-taking. Find your 20% and double down. That's where speed is created. Now, let's talk about deadlines. Goals without deadlines can stretch out forever. But when you set a clear, non-negotiable time frame, you force your brain to get creative and efficient. Think about students who procrastinate on writing a paper. They waste weeks doing nothing, but suddenly, the night before the deadline, they write the whole thing in hours. That's proof that pressure accelerates progress. Use this to your advantage. Give yourself bold but realistic deadlines. Tell yourself, I will finish this by Friday, no matter what. Deadlines turn slow dreams into fast results. Here's another overlooked factor: accountability. It's one thing to promise yourself you'll achieve something. It's another thing entirely when you promise someone else. Accountability creates pressure, and pressure creates speed. If you tell a friend, a mentor, or even your social media audience about your goal, you've now given yourself a reason to show up faster and stronger. Human beings are wired to avoid embarrassment and keep our word. So use accountability as a secret weapon to keep your progress moving quickly. But let's not forget about the role of adaptability. Some people set a goal, create a plan, and then stubbornly stick to it, even when it's clearly not working. That slows everything down. Adaptability means being flexible enough to pivot without losing sight of the destination. Think of it like driving. If one road is blocked, you don't just sit there and wait. You find another road that still leads to your destination. Achieving your goals faster requires the same mindset. Adjust the route, but never lose the vision. Another thing that often slows people down is perfectionism. Perfection feels safe because it gives us an excuse not to act. I'll start my business when the website is perfect. I'll launch when I've learned everything. The truth is, perfection is an illusion. You'll always find something to improve. Speed belongs to the imperfect action takers, the ones who start messy and improve along the way. The iPhone wasn't perfect when it first launched. It got better with every version. Your goals work the same way. Start now, improve as you go, and success will come faster than you think. Let me give you a quick story. A group of photography students were split into two groups. One group was told they'd be graded on the quantity of photos they produced. The more photos, the better their grade. The other group was told they'd be graded on quality. They needed just one perfect photo. Guess who produced the best photos overall? The quantity group. Why? Because they were taking action, making mistakes, and improving quickly. Meanwhile, the quality group spent all their time planning and trying to make one photo perfect. That's the difference between slow and fast achievement. Action beats perfection every single time. Now, another way to accelerate your journey is by mastering focus. We live in a world of distractions, notifications, social media, endless entertainment. If you're constantly distracted, achieving your goals will feel like running a marathon with weights tied to your legs. To move faster, you must create deep focus. That means setting aside distraction-free time every day where you only work on your most important task. Even 1 hour of pure focus can often achieve more than 5 hours of half-distracted effort. Guard your focus like it's gold, because it is. Here's something powerful too: visualization. Your mind works best when it knows where it's going. When you vividly imagine your goal already achieved, your subconscious mind starts working toward it. It's like programming your GPS. Athletes use this technique all the time. They see themselves winning before the competition even begins. If you spend a few minutes each day visualizing your success with clarity and emotion, you'll notice that your actions start aligning with that vision naturally. It's not magic, it's psychology. And don't underestimate the compound effect. Small actions done daily may not look like much in the moment, but over time, they stack up into massive results. Reading 10 pages a day seems small. But that's 3,650 pages in a year, easily 10 or more books. Doing 20 push-ups a day may feel tiny, but that's over 7,000 push-ups a year. This is how big goals are achieved faster, by stacking small wins consistently until they explode into something extraordinary. Finally, let's talk about belief. If you don't believe your goal can happen fast, you won't even try to speed it up. You'll accept delays as normal. But if you adopt the belief that speed is possible, your mind starts finding shortcuts, opportunities, and strategies you didn't notice before. Believe that achieving your goal quickly is possible, and you'll start acting like someone who makes it possible. Your belief becomes your fuel. So remember this: speed doesn't come from rushing, it comes from clarity, focus, consistency, and smart action. It's not about burning yourself out, it's about aligning everything you do with where you want to be. Cut out the noise, focus on what matters, act consistently, and adapt along the way. That's how you collapse years of effort into months, and months into weeks. And if there's one message I want you to take with you, it's this: the future you want is not as far away as you think. With the right mindset, strategy, and daily habits, you can get there much faster than you ever imagined. The only question is, are you willing to act today? Because the sooner you start, the sooner you arrive.